Welcome back, guys, to our playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red. We finally got the Sapphire Gemstone. We got it from Gideon the Scientist, and we're now ready to give that to Celio, who's going to use it on the networking system to get it up to its full capabilities. We are now on one island inside the Pokemon Center here. We can give it to Celio, and here we go. I forget what voice I did for him in the past, so we're going to improvise this. So, this is the gem that forms a pair with the ruby? Mark, you've gone through a lot to get this, didn't you? You don't have to tell me. I know it wasn't easy. Thank you so much. Now it's my turn to work for you. Please, give me a little time. Okay, this is good. I did it! I linked up with Lynette. Mark, I did it. I've managed to link up with trainers in the Hoenn region. Finally, the network machine is fully operational. Mark, I owe it all to you. Thanks to you, my dream came true. I'm not crying. That's enough about me. Mark, you're going to keep looking for exotic Pokemon, right? I wish you the best of luck. Okay, that storyline is done for now. We don't really stand to benefit from doing any trades with anyone in Hoenn region or whatever. We have yet to explore the 7 Island, but that's okay. We still have other things that we have to do. It's at this point, now that we've given him the Sapphire Gemstone, we are able to attract one of the legendary dogs of Johto. So depending on the starter that you got, you will see a legendary dog appear in the wild at some point that is the elemental opposite of your Pokemon starter. So for example, if you end up picking Bulbasaur, then you run into Entei. If you start off with Squirtle, then you get Raikou, and then if you get Charmander, you get Suicune. Now the fun fact about Suicune, first off, I didn't realize that it was called Suicune for the longest time. It wasn't until like the anime that I finally realized that was the case. But one thing about it is that it's a water-type Pokemon. And you're probably thinking, duh, Marcanine, like obviously it's a water-type Pokemon, you're an idiot. Well, you're right, I am an idiot. I thought it was an ice-type Pokemon for the longest time. I didn't realize it was water. But anyway, now that we know. So here's how we're going to get our legendary dog to appear. Now, what I'm going to describe in this video pertains to all the dogs, so whoever you started out with, this will work for you. But since I picked Charmander, Suicune is the one that's going to show up for me, and that's what I'm going to detail to you in this video. So the trick is to, first of all, have a whole bunch of Super or Max Repels, preferably Max Repels, actually, now that I think about it, and a Pokemon roughly around level 49. Let's go ahead and see. We should have one somewhere. Let's see. Let's go up and see what do we have on us. Do I have someone who's close to that? Okay, we got a 50 there, a 47. That'll work, actually. We'll pick Charizard. We haven't gotten anything with him for a while. So the trick is, as long as you have a Pokemon between level 45 and 50, that's what I seem to recall, this method will work. 49 for the best, but I think if, you know, we're at level 47, that should be adequate. And then I'm going to double check to see how many Max Repels I have. Revive, Ether. Let's see, where? I know I had a whole bunch. Where are? Did I miss it? Was I just overlooking it? Moonwater, Elixir, Max Repel. Okay, 22. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and move that to the top. Okay, that should be all right. And then we are going to fly. Let's see. Moltres. Okay, and then I think we're going to go to, let's see, Pewter City. Now, if you played any of the other Pokemon games up till this point, or any of the ones that have wild roaming Pokemon, you'll know that your roaming experience, it'll show an icon where the Pokemon is at on your map, and you can toggle between routes to get it in your location. So for example, I would go Pewter, and then I would go to Route 2. And I would keep doing that over and over again until the icon indicated that it was on Route 2. However, the initial encounter with your legendary dog isn't going to indicate anything. You're not going to get a call from Professor Oak, Celio, or Bill. No one's going to tell you, like, hey, the legendary dogs from Kanto are now roaming wild or the roaming wild dogs from Johto are in Kanto. They're not going to be here. So essentially what's going to happen is this. You will only get one legendary dog that appears in your game, okay? And that's the one that's corresponding to your starter. You will have to run into it randomly, and then it'll run away unless you catch it with a Master Ball or trap it with like Mean Look or something like that, which it might actually be able to get away the first initial encounter before you can use Mean Look, so keep that in mind. I'm not 100% sure, but I did read that some people have experienced that. So if it runs away, then it will show up on your map, and then you can toggle back and forth between Pewter City and Route 2, just like I was just showing you, and it resets the location each and every time so you can check the map. So what we're going to do here now is, without any indication that the legendary dogs from Johto are in Kanto, or dog, singular, we're going to go ahead and pop a Max Repel. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put the Pokemon that's close to level 50 but not quite level 50 in the front. What that'll do is that'll deter any wild Pokemon that are below us and only allow Pokemon to appear above us, which would be the legendary dog Suicune in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and run in the grass here for a minute, and I'm probably not going to see anything. That's okay. And then we're going to run up, reset it, and then come back down. And we're going to keep doing this over and over again. I've also seen people do it by going south into the building and then right out here and trying again. Okay, same thing happens. And you can just keep on doing this over and over and over again. Some people will get lucky and they'll be able to use one Max Repel and boom, they'll get the legendary dog. Some people won't be so lucky and they'll have to use like 20 Max Repels. We have 20 odd some, so we should be okay. Okay, it wore off. Now, you don't have to use the Max Repels or any Repel for that matter to get this to work, but it is highly recommended that you do so just because it will save you some time. We haven't ran into it yet, so it's not here. Now we're going to keep doing it. Now, even though we have no indicator that the Johto Legendary is roaming in Kanto for us to capture, it is technically appearing in random spots on the map, which is why I'm going to reset it. If it's not showing up in Route 2's little patch of grass here, then I leave and I come back and rinse and repeat. And it should only take a handful of steps in here, and then we leave and then we come back. And then it will eventually show up in this spot. Okay, hopefully that's making a little bit of sense. I will reiterate that a little bit more to be more clear as we continue on. So, once you've given the Sapphire Gemstone to Celio, he mentions exotic Pokemon and that's it. Okay, no hint that it's a legendary beast from Johto. If I said Kanto earlier, I misspoke just because I'm trying to focus on this while also giving useful information. You will not get any indication from Celio, Bill, Professor Oak, or anyone you would think that says, hey, you know, a legendary beast / dog from Johto has appeared in Kanto. Be on the lookout for that. You won't get any indicator. It'll just be there. Once you get the Sapphire Gemstone to Celio, it'll now appear in the wild. Okay. Pop one more. At first glance, you will not see any icon on your map telling you that a roaming legendary is appearing on the map somewhere. Okay, you won't see it. It won't be anywhere. You'll have to run through the grass at random, and then you'll just see it. It'll have a unique music and animation intro for the encounter, so unlike when you see like a Rattata or a Pidgey or something, it won't look like that. It'll look like something else. That's how you'll know. Okay. And then you will have the option right there to throw your Master Ball at it, or attempt to lock it from running away by using Mean Look, Arena Trap, something like that. Okay? Although, as I said before, some trainers have said that before they could use Arena Trap or Mean Look, the Pokemon was able to run away. And that goes for all three of the legendary dogs. So for me, I am going to use my Master Ball, just because I don't really care to chase this thing down. I don't have any Pokemon that knows those abilities to lock it from running. And I'm not going to try and look for TMs that could pertain to that, if there are any. Once you do run into the dog, and if it does run away, it will then appear on your map. So then you can see it wherever it is roaming around, and then you can have a more effective method of tracking it down. Initially, there is no way to tell where this Pokemon is at, which is why I'm going into Pewter City and then resetting the location, which will then cause Suicune to appear in a new spot. Or your legendary dog, which could be Entei or Raikou. It all depends on your starter, as I've said. If we ran into the grass a little bit and we don't run into any sort of wild encounter, we leave and then we come back. And we keep doing so over and over and over. You are not guaranteed to see your legendary any sooner or later. It's just a random thing. Because while you won't see the icon on your map, the Pokemon is still randomly around the map at some point. It's kind of honestly like a little bit of a dirty trick, but also a neat little surprise for players. Anyone who's gotten this far and given the stones or gemstones specifically to Celio, at that point is when you'll be able to run into the legendary dog, which means you would have no idea unless someone told you or you were looking it up or something like that. It just happened. So when players first got the chance to play this game and they encountered that, that was probably a really cool surprise to figure out. Yeah, this could take us anywhere from 1 to dozens of Max Repels. Okay, if it's not showing up, then we gotta go. So don't fret. We've only used like, what, 7 or so? 6 or 7, maybe 8. If it doesn't show up, leave and come back. Nothing. Leave and come back. And just keep doing this until you run into something. Naturally, this is the boring part of the game. Because there's not really anything we can do to kind of make this go any faster. Yeah, we're off. Just gotta keep going. And again, just to kind of remind you, if you have a Pokemon between level 45 and 49, put them at the forefront of your team. Use a Max Repel. Run around in the grass like you see me doing. Rinse and repeat until you run into your legendary. This is gonna take a while. I'm assuming that we'll probably run into it by the time we get through about 20 Max Repels, but I'm just trying to be thorough. The worst part would be is if we ran through the grass, didn't run through long enough, and then... You know what? Superstitious. Let's try to reset it this way. I don't think it makes a difference. You can go to either or, but I'm just going to do it anyway. The other part of this is, too, you'll notice that at some points I'm running through the grass a little bit more. There's not really any sort of indication of, like, how much running in the grass you have to do in order to tell whether or not he's available in your area. You know what I mean? Like, if I run into one square of grass and then turn around, that's not enough to rule out whether or not he's in this patch. So Suicune could be in here and it could just take a little while for the wild encounter to show up. I would imagine that this is probably thorough enough. Okay. Now, even though I'm doing it in this spot, this was just something that I read about that was probably an effective method. You can pretty much go anywhere. Go up and, you know, whatever, just go to 2 different locations and find a spot where it's like you have a patch of grass and then immediately it goes into a new area when you cross over that little border there, just like I'm doing. But be thorough in your grass search. Run through a little bit, do a couple of zigzags, do a couple of circle spins, or I guess squares technically. Oop, wrong thing. And then just keep trying over and over and over. We'll just hang out until we get it taken care of. Also, keep in mind, if you're watching this for the Suicune or Entei or Raikou instructional steps, hopefully you're finding this useful. But for those that have been following the playthrough up until this point, you'll know that we still have some stuff that we haven't done in the islands. We haven't explored 7 Island yet, and there are places on 5 and 6 that we haven't fully looked into. That said, I probably won't do a whole lot there, just because it's not really involving the story. But you can get Togepi over there through an egg. You can find a Heracross as well if you're looking for one of those on those islands 5 and 6. Oh, this is taking a while, isn't it? Should be good. I'm just gonna oscillate between going north and south in my rotations just to kind of see if that's helping or doing anything. Nope. Getting down to the wire. Less than 10 now. 8 Max Repels left. We can always go by more. Not really a big deal, but... There's no other effective method to get this guy to show up. Nothing really we can do. We just gotta keep trying this. I'll be honest, I would have thought that we would have seen it by now. Wouldn't that be funny if, like, you didn't actually run into a legendary dog by doing this? I'm pranking you. Imagine. Just imagine. Alright, let me double check. Did I put Charizard up front? I did. Okay. Dang, we're almost through. We haven't quite used 20 yet, so I'm not too worried. I would think we would see it, though, because every time you reset it, it's like your legendary dog goes to a different area. The roaming Pokemon always goes to a different area. However, that does not necessarily mean that it's going to go to a new area. You understand? It's not going to necessarily go Route 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, in order. It might go Route 2, it might go Route 7, and then back to Route 2 again. You don't know. So it's possible that maybe he's already been in this patch of grass and we reset it a little too early and didn't run in the grass as much. Or it's possible that he hasn't showed up yet. You just got to keep in mind that whatever it looks like for me, it won't be the same for you. You might just run into the next patch of grass after handing in that Sapphire Gemstone and bam, there it is, without even using a Max Repel. You don't know. It could totally happen. Just make sure that you're smart in having a Pokemon that is below level 50, but recommended above 45. I don't really know why above 45. There's probably a sort of like hidden mechanic of the repel that I don't fully understand or know about, but that's just what I read. So I'm recommending what I have read. Doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to be. Just what I've read. We're going to hang out. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to fill in the dead silence with the unnecessary dialogue. Gonna lie, it's taking a little longer than I wanted it to. All right, we're getting there. Yeah, I have a feeling we're probably gonna have to buy more. We have 5 left, the one we just used, and the 4 that are in our bag. So let's see, can we get there? Now there are other videos out there describing like this process that have like edited their video, either done like jump cuts to where they ran into the encounter or sped up the game. Not me. Gotta get that YouTube revenue, you know what I mean? Gotta get that revenue. Gotta get that length in there. No, I'm just kidding. Fun fact, though, for those that actually care, I do not turn on monetization for my videos until they've hit over 1,000 views. I always wait. There's no reason. I don't know. I don't like that. Once it gets over 1,000 views, then I turn it on. So watch the video early to avoid those ads and interruptions. Oops, I just completely wasted that by running out in the dirt. Okay, we had what, 22 Max Repels when we started? This is getting sucky. All right. We are on our 20th Max Repel then, if I remember correctly. Started with 22. We've now just consumed the 20th with 2 remaining in the bag. and then we have that one. Of course it's a Rattata. That's so ugly. Oh, come on, you're killing me here. That's so frustrating. I don't know why I got my hopes up, even though it was like the normal intro encounter animation. I was just like, and then Rattata, level 3. The pain is real, friends. The pain is real. I think what I'm going to do is after we've gotten all the Max Repels, I will do like a quick little edit just so we can go buy more and then come back. Here we go, 21. Any chances? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I guess that would be 22, huh? That was the last one that we had, wasn't it? That was it. We gotta buy a whole bunch more. We'll go to Cinnabar Island right after this and we'll buy some more. Nope. And that was it. Okay, let's go ahead and fly off. And head over to Cinnabar and buy some more Max Repels. All right, with 50 Max Repels now, we are back in business. Let's go ahead and pop one of these bad boys real fast and then see if, I don't know, if we run into our Suicune. I think one of the reasons why I don't want to jump cut edit it down is partially because I want to show you just how long it'll take. I could speed things up, I could edit how long it's taking us to run through all these grass spots and, you know, whatever, but I don't know. I've given you the instructions, so even though I haven't quite run into it just yet, you know that what I'm telling you is how you can go about getting Suicune, or your legendary dog, depending on your starter. That said, though, it's very clear that it could take a very long time to run into this thing. Although I will admit, part of me is just wondering, like, okay, like, did I miss a step? Because this is taking a freaking long time. We've gotten 23, we're now 24 down. We're using our 24th one. Still, though, that means very little. That could be it. There it is. Bam. Okay, so 24 in, we got our Suicune. All right, we got Charizard here. Oh, I'm so glad I'm recording. If this didn't record, that would have sucked. We're going to go ahead and just Master Ball and catch this thing right away. I'm not even going to play around with this. Going to go ahead and use it and capture it. That's all right. I know we still have Mewtwo to worry about, but I'm going to use my Master Ball on this one. I recommend doing it here so they don't run away. It's just super annoying. All right, sweet. We got our Suicune. All right, the Aurora Pokemon. This Pokemon races across the land. It is said that north winds will somehow blow whenever it appears. Cool. There we go, box 1. Sweet, and then we can just go ahead and go back in here. I bought 50 super, or Max Repels rather, for nothing. We only needed just a few more. That was a lot of money. Good, I'm broke anyway. Okay. All right, Charizard, we're gonna go ahead and store you into box 2. Withdraw. I'm gonna go ahead and, I keep hitting the wrong button there. Grab our Raikou. There we go, friend. Cool. We got our team back, we got our Suicune, and there you go. As you can see, it took more than 20 some odd minutes, about a half hour more or less, just to grab this thing, and now we're in good shape, I suppose. Anyway, hopefully that was useful. Hopefully you got all the information that you needed. I will outline all this in the description box below in case you just want to skip the video details and go right to reading it. That's perfectly fine, in which case you probably wouldn't be seeing this part of the video anyway. But for those that did watch, thank you guys for watching and supporting this video. Hit the like button and show further support if you do me the kindness. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any feedback for me, leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, I thank you for your time, and I'll see you when we continue on with our playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red right here on the Marcanine channel, with new episodes debuting daily at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Alright guys, take care, be well, and I'll see you next time when we continue on with Pokemon Fire Red. Later.